Hello, bit of a different video for you today. I've been out and about, taking a trip to the National Videogame Arcade. This is located in Nottingham, UK, and it's definitely a highlight of the city. You should go check this out if you are a gamer. At the time of review, it costs £8.50 to get in, and that gets you access to 3 floors of interactivity to do with games. So the first floor, the first gallery, is really good. They've set up this section where you can draw yourself an alien, and you scan this in, and this goes straight into a game that you can then play. Once you've paid for your entry, you don't have to pay anything further to play on any of these games, and most of them are 2-player. Now this one is a specially designed one where you can put your initials in, and that creates the ship, and then your aliens turn up, and it's basically a competition to collect the most stars. Also in the first gallery are other games relating to creation, so you've got Minecraft set up, you also have Sims 3, and there's also a SNES with Mario Paint installed up and running, and you can use all of these. You can just go up to them and start having a play or a mess around, relive your youth, or maybe explain to your kids what computer games used to be like. I visited on a Saturday morning, it's about 10 o'clock-ish, and it was fairly quiet, so I had the place to myself and I could go on all these various games and cabinets without having to queue up and wait. What's really great is old school games were designed in the most part to be played 2-player, so if you are going along with your friends and family, there's plenty of action to be had, multiplayer gaming. And there's something really great about being stood next to each other playing these games rather than playing them online with your mates. During my visit there were 3 floors open to me as well as the lobby. The 4th floor wasn't open at the time. I think that's used for special events, but we couldn't get up there, and each has a particular theme. So the Gallery 2 theme is Jump, and it starts off with almost art-like pictures on the wall, and you press the buttons and you can see the little jump animation. Dotted around next to some games you'll find some key information which is quite interesting, and again you get to play on the games for as long as you like. There is also in this section a custom built game. It's like this weird machine, you have to set some variables and then do a jump. It's okay, it kind of misses the mark a bit though, and the staff didn't seem to be overly impressed with it either. It's certainly not as good as the rest of the exhibition, and I wouldn't bother queuing up for it if there is a bit of a queue. There's quite a few games here that I hadn't seen before, and it was really interesting to play on some of these old school games, and quite a few that have been adapted for much easier controls. So this particular one is just a simple single button control. 2 people can play at the same time, you just press the button to jump, and it's good fun. It's got that one more go factor, and I can certainly see if you were there with a group of people you might try and get a high score competition going. There's also your classic games such as Sonic, which you can have a blast on. And it was really great to see both young and old alike were really enjoying themselves here. So this isn't something that you take your kids to and you get bored. This is something you take your kids to and they get bored, waiting for you to relive your youth. So there's also a room with Donkey Kong, which is brilliant. All the different stages of Donkey Kong, including the original arcade machine, which is absolutely rock solid. And it really goes to show you how hard old school games used to be. The 3rd gallery was all about movement and interesting controllers, so just to hammer home just how hard some games are, I was trying to make use of this crazy controller, and even the staff after a few pointers couldn't really help me out that much. This is one of those ones I'd not seen this before. You're controlling a mech, you've got to use both hands and your feet to control this thing, but fortunately there are other examples of great controls here. So you've got this skateboard. I'd not played on this, so this was really good to try out and have a go on. And they also had Mario Kart hooked up to an exercise bike, so you pedal to go forwards, you steer using the bike handles, and there is a button on the handle as well to activate your powers. And this was actually a really interesting way of getting a bit of a workout. It didn't matter how fast you pedaled, just that you did pedal and you would go forwards. It worked really well. The game I really enjoyed here was Duck Hunt. Now this is a brilliant old school game, and I really miss gun games. You don't seem to get them anymore, but this was really good fun, and again it's quite tricky on the later levels, definitely worth a play. Also on this floor is the history of video games in 100 objects. So you've got your modern day objects such as the Kinect, Oculus Rift, DJ Hero decks, and then you'll go further back and you'll find some things that you completely forgot about. So you're going further back, you've got your various Game Boys, you've got your GameCubes, Dreamcast games, the little Dreamcast memory controller. Swinging around a bit further, we're going further back, there's an old copy of Myst, various other controllers, N64 controllers. And even here there are games that you can play, so it's just on an old SNES with the controls written out next to it, just so you know what's going on. The thing that really took me by surprise, I completely forgotten about, was the Barcode Battler, which I used to play when I was a kid, and it was really nice to see one. I hadn't thought about this for years, but they've got one looking like it's in really good condition. So in total I spent maybe 2.5 hours going right the way through. You could spend a lot longer if you were playing on the games for a lot longer and having a good look around. It really brings back a lot of memories if you've grown up with some of this stuff. Some of this stuff I didn't recognise at all. Some of this stuff you'll probably have to explain to whoever you're with, whether that's your kids, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Something like this has been required for a long time. Computer games have now become part of the mainstream, and it's great to see them finally get in a place where you can go back through the history and see some real classics. It's a really, really good place to visit, and if you are visiting Nottingham or the UK, try and put this on your list. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.